Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This Bermuda Triangle of a podcast can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spotify. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And back with me, as always, is the dual host, the Terry Bogart to my Andy Bogart. Are you okay? Winter Trash Monk the Thizzard.
Waka waka. Bringing that back.
Yeah, man.
Everybody. That. Waka flocka. Hey. Oh. It is Trash Monk the Third. Trash Monk I. Trash Monk I. Yeah. Coming at you live from the Trash Bunk. I always say live. It's not really live at all.
It's live now. Just not live for the future people.
Right.
Live for
coming
us,
at you
though.
from the Trash Bunker, looking at articles. Oh.
He's introducing himself in article form.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Man, I'm a walking existential crisis. How are you?
I'm doing great. I saw a great video of an angry Joe Biden.
Is that possible?
Yeah, it was at like
mad?
a town hall meeting months ago.
Oh,
and then he
snap.
says, "Well, get your words straight, Jack."
Oh. Joe Biden looks like he'll punch you and it'll really, really hurt.
Like rub the shoulders of your daughter too.
Jeez. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in her. Joe Biden slander, dog.
I'm not slandering. Like you can
look it up.
It's creepy because it's like typical old person creepy. You know what I mean?
That shouldn't be a thing.
Where they don't like boundaries are not necessarily in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I don't know if it's some kind of old way of thinking, like, you know, like some kind of crazy past they think they get because they're old, dog. The old need to be put in check. The elderly, dog. What are we going to do with the elderly? What's your solution for the elderly? Go.
Well, there are these glue factors. No, just kidding. No.
Dang.
I think assisted living facilities are definitely where it's at. There's some pretty good ones.
I think we just discovered what impossible meat is.
No, stop.
It's impossibly old.
Impossible meat are people. Impossible meat are people. People.
To serve man, it's a cookbook.
We went different routes there.
That we always do. We always do. That's what keeps us interesting.
Yeah. Get your words straight, Jack.
He's gonna grope my shoulders, dog.
Yeah. Actually, I can't say that anymore because there's a podcast that has taken that. It's Office Hours with Tim Heidecker. They've taken that clip and now, like every time a caller messes up, they just play that. Get your words straight, Jack.
Oh yeah, we can't steal that. They'll come at us in the podcast arena. Mm-hmm. They'll call party foul.
And if I got a call from Tim Heidecker going, you know what? I want you to work for me. You're a funny guy, Winter. I go, we're off to the road to Burbank. Oh.
But you just moved to LA, dude. You got
to
the call?
Burbank.
To Burbank, dog? To Burbank?
Yeah, right next to the Price is Right.
Yeah, man. You live on the set, dog.
Yep,
you know,
right next to
the Big
Green
Wheel.
And Price is Right.
Yeah, right
Whose
next to
line is
Drew
it
Carey.
anyways?
You'll live on top of Pinks. Mm-hmm. How about that?
What? So I have like a love affair with the Drew Carey show intros.
Yeah, Cleveland rocks, dude.
Yeah, or it's the 5 o'clock world and but everyone knows Cleveland rocks.
Yeah, Cleveland rocks, dude.
All the little chicks with their crimson lips go Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks. Good show.
Jumping Gene is mooning James Dean.
Do you remember the name of his fictional beverage?
It's a beer, caffeinated beer, right?
Yep. Well, you remember the name of it?
No, I don't.
It was Buzz Beer.
Oh. You just know because the Simpsons have Buzz Cola.
I have a can of Buzz Cola. In real life. In a box of Krusty O's. In real life.
Now, what are your thoughts about the WWE cereal called Booty-O's?
I would eat it. Yeah, because the New Day do it. And the New Day can do no wrong. So, I'm with it.
Then you'd eat the cereal. Okay, so...
I'll eat it.
And then you'd eat the cereal. And then... so...
I hate you. I would not deny either. I would not deny either of those.
Okay. Mike G. Take a walk on the wild side.
I'm an equal opportunity
hey, Mike,
eater,
take a walk on the wild side.
Hey.
Then all the never mind.
I'm just gonna let you do your thing, man. This is your narrative that you're painting, Doug. I'm along for the ride.
Okay, what else is there? What else is going on?
Would you eat Booty-O cereal, Doug?
No.
Why not?
There's nothing.
Would you eat Frosted Flakes?
Yeah.
Then what's the difference?
Frosted. It's the name.
Is the name throwing you off that much?
I don't need like if anybody's at my house. There's no one ever at my house for the roommate. I have like, okay, there's Frosted Flakes, there's Cookie Crisp, and then there's Booty-O's. Like,
dude, what if they did the Brand X taste test, and you found out that the cereal you chose were Booty-O's? Would you just throw up in the bowl? Would you just projectile vomit? Or
I don't even like cereal.
Hey.
I like granola. I like granola cereal.
I mean,
I like Trader Joe's granola. Do you have Trader Joe's over where you live?
Yeah, man. It's nothing but.
Oh,
Get some of that cookie butter, bro. Bet.
By the way, it's Girl Scout cookie season.
Yes, I know. All my aunts and all their children are just bugging me about it. That being said,
buy a box of Samoa Joe's.
Yeah.
The caramel delights in the West.
Caramel delights in the way. Tag along, stupid. Yeah, there's this one restaurant called Dinah's.
Yeah, they're not Samoa Joe's. They're tagalongs.
They're tagalongs, you plebeian.
Samoa Joe's a wrestler.
Samoa Joe's. Now, would you eat Samoa Joe's? Cereal? Big sweaty picture of him on the front.
Because Kurt Angle knows
Yeah. How to make good cereal.
Yeah.
But no, man. There's this restaurant called Dinah's in LA. Some people may know it, some people may not.
I love LA.
And there's these Girl Scout cookies that legit have that whole restaurant on lock. You can't leave or exit without them hitting you up. It's like you got to buy the cookies twice. It sucks. It's real forceful. They're like, so you got enough to go and eat dinner, but you can't buy a box of Girl Scout cookies? It's like, yeah. I guess I'll get a thing of Thin Mints. You mean two? They're like hustling you down, dog. No games. The moms are out there with like knives. You're gonna buy some cookies. One way or another.
I like the Girl Scout that wait out in front of dispensaries.
Oh, they're so smart. Are the ones that wait out in front of like 24-hour fitness?
That's what I hear the Narcos music. Oh,
Narcos had a kick-ass intro. That song was dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, those Girl Scouts who hang out in front of like Planet Fitness. Just the devil incarnate. They're just waiting you out. You know you want some cookies fatter.
Yeah. Now, as usual, I say this every time. There is a Sharks game coming on, and if a particular person scores, I win like a hockey puck pillow that turns into a bear. So I might go like, "Hey guys, I just won a bear."
Winter, we've had discussions about
that
the
might
Sharks.
throw off some of our audience, by the way. But
and the Sharks are single-handedly eroding the foundation of the Nerdiverse, dog.
No, I could list 5 other things that come up before the Sharks.
That's eroding our podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Coming in at number 5 is mental health.
Mental health, social standing.
Coming in at number 4 is Steal My Sunshine.
Still
coming in at number 3 on the charts.
What's number 2?
Number 2 on the charts.
Sharks again. The sharks. Oh, you sharted before. I know for a fact.
Is
I'm happy you
Winter
catch that.
reveal audio recording of Winter revealed to the people around him.
Audio doxing.
Yeah.
Audio evidence of Winter doxing himself multiple times.
Coming in at number 1.
Dang. Mike G just cusses for
MOTN
a straight hour.
top 10 list.
Our MOTN top 10s are a saint. People love them and comment on them.
Yeah, because it's just craziness going on.
Yeah, it's a fever. It's a fever dream for most of them, dude. It's the best. I love it. It's why I do this. It's why I do this, man. It's why I do this.
So how's your week going? I've bantered enough.
My week is been so hot and cold, man.
Yeah.
Nerd wise, I haven't done much.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Have you checked your water heater?
It's fine, I think. I mean, it hasn't exploded out my roof like Mythbusters, but it's still doing its thing. Is your refrigerator running?
No, my refrigerator died last night.
Oh snap! I had a joke.
Yeah, you insensitive human being. Hoo-ah!
Is it? Can you be insensitive to inanimate objects?
No. You can't be insensitive to inanimate objects, and you can't assault animals because they're not persons. Okay, that's what you were saying.
Hot takes. Winter trash month. You want to lean into the mic again and say that one, dude?
There's a long story behind that we could get into a little. I could make it short.
Winter.
I could make it's a Wisecast story.
You heard it here first. Winter Trash Mug condones animal cruelty.
I don't condone it. Well, it's not it's not like an either or. You can still not be a jerk to an animal, even though it's not a person.
I just need you to lean into the mic a little.
When I am under the assumption at this point, the claim, I propose that animals are not persons.
No, they're not. Okay. What's the other part of that?
And the definition of like the classification of assault, or we can go forced upon animals, wink wink. Forced assault, we'll say, involves persons attacking other persons. So by definition, the clay, you're just gonna let me die.
Yeah, I'm giving you all the space to get out of this. Yes. Abort, or just lead into it.
I'll go into it. So in the first year of the Wisecast, we recorded this animal act. We did an interview with this activist who was like, it was pretty interesting. I love talking to people, even though I disagree with them.
Hey, fair enough.
She threw out of left field that like cows are put into what she determined, and I'm going to put quotes here, rape racks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like the dog whistle, like turned my head sideways, but I just let her fly because I like having conversations with people that I disagree with, and I'm also a firm believer in letting people hang themselves, like Mike G's doing right now. So then I talked to multiple people about like her term of rape rack and how crazy, how like over the top that is, and I was blown away by how many people like not only agreed with her, but were like offended by me not agreeing with her using the term rape rack.
Bro, this is a weird flex and a weird hill to die on, Winter. Yeah. I gotta say,
I'm not dying on it. I'm just stating a claim. You left it out there.
I just let you talk, man. I didn't bring any of this up, dog.
Well, now the bull's coming with horns.
The bull's coming with horns. He's not a person.
Yeah. It's people. It's been years of like putting like feelings into animals and like going like I don't need to. I'm gonna sound even crazier. I'm just gonna say like way too many Disney movies have affected the way people talk about animals.
Man and animal have been partners since like the dawn of time, dog. There was one. A wolf was cold and thirsty and walked up to a human and said, "Human, can I share your fire?" And the human was like, "Fine."
Like, I can't find the right word. It's like anthropomorphizing.
I'm just saying because there has to be some kind of unspoken communication, right? There has to be some kind of partnership. You know, there has to be a partnership.
This isn't Ratatouille.
I'm just saying, for us to domesticate animals in the first place, there had to be an agreement.
Okay, you know? I could say that. Well, an agreement would mean that the animal agrees to it. It's not just like reacting.
It's just grabbing it by the back of its neck, and that's human nature, isn't it? Is you give us an inch, we take a mile. You know what I mean?
Yeah, try to save this.
I'm trying to, man, and you know. As human beings, we could have gone about this way better, but you know, we had to save for time. So rather than being a horse whisperer, we were horse breakers. Doug. We broke horses into submission. You know, we bred the wolf out of dogs. How crazy is to look at a Frenchie and then look at like a Siberian wolf? It's two different animals, man, but they come from the same genome. You know, the domesticated cat is the least domesticated creature we have in our stable. Cats don't care. You know, it's all about what, like you said, there is a level of humanization when it comes to animals in general, because it's that whole triadic gaze. You know, it's eyes, lips, mouth. If it has eyes, lips, and a mouth, we're gonna emote to it because it's emoting to us, and thus builds the friendship, dog, and the kindred spiritness of caring about l'animal. So, are animals treated cruelly? Yes, they've been treated cruelly since the beginning of time. But not all people, you know, there's different degrees of sensitivity towards it. You know, some people feel so badly about it, they don't eat meat. Some people feel okay about it, eat meat. Or don't feel okay about it, eat meat. There's different degrees of it, you know?
I believe we have passed the time. We must move on. This is a Nerdiverse podcast.
You know, so, you know, Sylvester the cat is part of the Nerdiverse, so we can talk about this. It's kind of that weird thing. It's like, Goofy is a dog, but so is Pluto.
Stop. We're moving on from this, all right?
When Goofy walks Pluto, what's happening right there?
Let's play Hollywood Square.
Oh, no.
Let's lifestyle of the rich and famous.
I just want the bacon noodle.
So, Mike, have you seen any famous people recently?
Oh, we're doing this shit again, Doug. Don't you have a week to talk about?
I'm out for blood, man. If you're doing this, if you've brought this out.
I didn't bring anything out, my good sir. This is your doing. You did this. Speaking of animals, I ran into Jack Hanna actually at a Petco.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was pretty neat. I ran into Jack Hanna.
This is what the people want to know, okay?
Yeah, he was low-key he was at a Petco picking up food and, like, bird feed and whatever, dude. He was super old and wore like, regular-ass clothes. Jack Hanna, dog. He didn't have no snakes or anything with him. He was just a dude. But he was picking up, like, food for whatever he keeps at the house. But, yeah, I noticed him. I was like, look, that's the Late Show's own Jack Hanna. And I gave him the head nod, the acknowledgement, you know? He head nodded me back. I was like, word. I had a moment with Jack Hanna. And I bought my soda, and I went in there and it smelled like bird food and made me have an asthma attack, and I left.
Could you, you take, Jack Hanna, you talk to him and you go,
hey, Jack.
Can you come with the bird room with me? And he goes, okay, well, this bird is the cockatoo. And you know, now don't get too shy. Don't get too shy here. No, let him perch on you. Let him perch.
Let him perch. This fucking thing is like just digging its nails into your collarbone.
Now the cockatoo will do that.
Just let it do it. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. You're upsetting him. You know. And you're just like, can this moment end? He's like, no. The cockatoo, it loves you now, so you have to buy it. And take it home and let it carve up your collarbone for all time. It's like, I didn't sign up for this. What did you do for your week, man?
Oh, we're back to this?
Yeah, you see how I jumped out real quick? Jump in and jump out.
Oh, you should have jumped out like 10 minutes ago.
No, you should have jumped. I left you with all the air and opportunity.
No, just waiting to see a particular person's Twitter posts about this.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, no.
I don't think I said anything controversial.
No, you didn't say anything wrong. You didn't say anything wrong.
Now I feel like the weird uncle at Thanksgiving. Yeah, let me tell you another thing.
Did I ever tell you about the
Yeah, don't even say it.
No, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it.
Okay.
How was your week? How was your week?
It was all right. I finished series 1 of Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh.
And just realized that it's not the metal kid. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you listen to Rewrite by what's it called? Asian Kung Fu Generation?
I'm gonna tell you no.
Okay. Did you watch Full Metal Alchemist, the original series, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Brotherhood.
Okay, that's a good thing. You watched the good one then. That's fine. Good.
Oh, thank you.
Good stuff.
I can live now?
No. You have to finish it. What
else did I do? Finished a script and working on my next project, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I was gonna bring up this whole thing about the XFL. I don't have time for that. Let's just move on from that.
Okay, I was gonna just sing Full Metal Alchemist songs until you stop me. Want to do a poll of the day?
Let's do it.
So the poll.
Did you talk about your week already?
Yeah, I did nothing. I just had an existential crisis about my future, and then drank a lot of Red Bull, and that's about it. So the poll of the day kind of falls back onto some news we're going to be talking about, and I asked the Nerdiverse, who's their favorite vampire? You like vampires, Winter?
I like vamps.
You like vamps, Doug? You ever seen Vamp with Grace Jones, Doug? It's super sexual. It's super sexy.
No, of course I haven't seen it.
It's so sexual. You got to watch Vamp because it's sexy.
No.
I think David Bowie's in it. Yeah, David Bowie, and he's like Twilight before Twilight. They're these hyper like pasty model vampires. It's super weird. # go watch Vamp. So this Nerdiverse poll is still going, but we can actually just talk about it now because I think it's looking kind of interesting. So I asked the Nerdiverse, out of these options, who's your favorite vampire? I gave the option of Dracula, which is just all Draculas. Doesn't matter. Dracula. Marceline from Adventure Time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love me some Marceline. David from Lost Boys. You're eating maggots, Michael. And the Count from Sesame Street. I love me some The Count.
What about Blade?
Blade's technically not a vampire.
What about Morbius?
Morbius is technically not a vampire.
What about Sam Neill from Daybreakers?
From Daybreakers?
Yeah.
He's a vampire, but he's a sucky vampire.
What about William Dafoe from Daybreakers?
William Dafoe was a vampire, but is no longer a vampire.
Okay, the bit's over. Next.
You could just keep going, because I know them all.
What about Christopher Lee?
He falls under Dracula.
Okay.
Under the multitude of Draculas.
What about Gary Oldman?
He also falls under real life Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Not scientifically proven yet to be a vampire.
Okay.
No, we're still working it out. He won't give us blood, so we'll never know.
And Nicole Smith.
And Nicole Smith was a sexual vampire. No, I'm just kidding.
Good grief, man.
She sucked the life out of that 80-year-old when you know what I'm saying.
Thank you. That's what I was getting at.
She stole his life essence, dog. Real life, dude. Rest in peace, Anna Nicole, dog. But no, she's more of I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to tease the dead. So we're moving on from that.
The truth.
Tell the truth. I'm not going to bury myself this episode too.
Do you know what movie I'm referencing when I do that?
No. What is that from?
That's from what movie? The Will Smith one where it's about concussions. And he's yelling at
yeah.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
That movie's so sensational. So currently, David and Dracula are tied at 18%. The Count's at 27%, and Marceline is winning at 36%. Yeah, what am I to you? That's more of a Finn song, but Marceline, I'm just your problem.
I am just a poor boy, but my story.
I. Listen to the Adventure Time themes, man. Adventure Time has some really good music.
Mm-hmm. Jack and Jill, Finn, and all his friends.
Jake the dog and Finn the human. It's Adventure Time. Making me want to sing that music. So everyone loves Marceline. 1,000 Years Marceline. She's cool. She's an ancient vampire that plays the bass. She just rules. Okay. Marceline rules. Honorable mentions go to Lestat from the Vampire Chronicles, also from Interview with a Vampire. Pee Wee Herman from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Peter.
What's his real name? He's not Pee Wee Herman.
Paul
Rubin.
Paul Rubens. Yeah.
I just think of the sandwich.
What's a little sauerkraut, Doc? Also another
Paul Rubens. There we go.
Is Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn. Centimonium Pandemonium. If she would dance with that snake, Doug, game over.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
No matter who wins, we lose, Doug.
My mom said I had to turn my head away from this TV.
You couldn't watch her dance, Doug.
No, I could watch them throwing condoms of holy water at her.
Yeah, that's fine, but seeing a woman provocatively gyrate, it's too much.
Well, joke's on you, Mom. I watched it on my own time.
On my own time with my buddy. Yeah, hashtag watch From Dusk Till Dawn is one of the best vampire movies ever made.
Yeah.
Isn't there just like a handful of movies that your mom wouldn't let you watch that you spite watched when you were an adult?
Well, Shockwave was one of them.
Shockwave. Mine was The Exorcist. My mom would not let me watch The Exorcist forever. It was too real, and I watched it, and I see why, because that mess freaked me out.
Well, I remember Coppola's Dracula.
Yeah, Bram
and there's a lot of like
sexual situations,
some naked ladies in it.
Yeah, and Monica Bellucci's in that movie, dude. Crazy.
My dad let me watch it, and I was supposed to tell Mom that I didn't, but immediately when she came home, I watched it. Yeah, and she didn't believe me. Yeah. So then the next day we're getting ready for church, and I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, I need to get ready." And I just like watching a particular scene from Dracula
over and over and over again. You wore out the tape, Doug.
Yeah.
I know exactly the scene you're talking about.
Like,
Dracula comes in clapping. Great scene. Freaking awesome movie. Yeah. You ready to do some news, my man?
Yeah.
We're going to the news. We're doing news.
That's right. We're a news podcast.
We're a news podcast once again. You see how that flips? Flips on a dime.
Once again, we're doing the news on the day.
Once again, we're doing the news. We're going to make you have the blues. Talk about video games and all stuff. Then we're going to make Snake say, Muff. This is video games, and we like to play them on PC or Sony, please. Bars. Marvel's Avengers has been delayed. Square Enix.
What are they working on?
Marvel's Avengers being made by Square Enix has been delayed due to it's not ready yet.
What do they need to work on?
They need to work on like Thor's hair and stupid stuff like that. Gotta make sure
Didn't
it's
they
right.
already like change it up a bit where it looks like the people from the movie now? Or
no, they have to have like visually distinct faces and voice actors because they didn't pay the actors to do it.
Oh.
So they have to have like, Canadian equivalents. Can't have the exact same thing.
All right, Team America, time to assemble.
So yeah, we don't even know when this game's coming out now. It's supposed to be 2020, but God knows. when it's coming out now. So there's no definitive date for that. Also from Square Enix, Final Fantasy VII Remake is being pushed out by a month. Because March was ending up turning out to be a very busy month for video games. So this is actually good news for Final Fantasy VII to kind of have its own breathing room. Because this game is going to be insane. So many people are going to buy this stupid game, me included. So pushing it out to April and giving people space in March to play all the other games that are coming out in March is only good things. And I'm a firm believer in, like, put it out when it's ready, man. Don't rush it. Don't rush it, man. Put the game out when it's ready, whenever that may be.
Yeah. Be honest with the date, like how much time you need, folks. Set
low expectations. Yeah. And give high output. That's a life lesson right there.
That's a
life lesson. Speaking of low expectations, PlayStation is going to be missing E3 yet again. Sony is not having a conference at E3 this year. They're doing their own thing, which is smart, but sucks for E3 because it's losing all of its gravitas. But it makes more sense. Like E3 is a benchmark, right? Whatever you're doing, you have to like make sure it's ready for E3. That puts a lot of pressure on your devs, on your marketing department, all that stuff, man. It's an unnecessary crunch. So Sony could be like, yeah, we're not going to E3 because we're going to talk about our stuff when we want to talk about it. And now they have the clout to do that.
Want to talk about me?
Want to talk about you? So Xbox is still going to be there because Microsoft's like, hey, but Sony gone. This is our show now. Do it, and Nintendo doesn't really do it that way anymore. So yeah, it's really Xbox's show. So they're going to be doing
everything's coming up. Xbox.
Everything's coming up. Microsoft. Thrillsoft. I did that joke last week. Speaking of stale jokes, Bloodborne modders have discovered a new boss fight that was cut from the game by data mining its data.
I always like it when I hear about modders doing this to games.
Yeah, it's neat, right?
Yeah, I liked it when they discovered that it was they fixed the Aliens game, Colonial Marine.
That is actually one of my favorite articles of 2019. Is that it was a simple, like misspelling of a word. Rather than tether, it said like teeter, and it just annihilated their AI, which tanked the game. And some dude, there's another article like this where Street Fighter V has notoriously bad netcode, right? There's always stuttery games, not good connections, right?
Okay.
This has been the biggest problem with Street Fighter V since it's come out like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. Some guy decided, like, I'm going to fix the netcode, and he fixes.
Time to hack.
He hacked he hacked the PC version and was able to not only fix the netcode, but he sped it up by 2 times in the course of 2 days. And he said, "Hey, I'm sharing the love. Here's the exact thing you need to do to fix yours." And he just threw it out into the internet, and Capcom was pissed.
How dare you fix my game?
Freaked out to the point where they had to make a public statement like, please do not use this patch. It works good for you, but it wrecks everybody else who doesn't use it. Just don't use this patch because it's
You
wrecking.
mean I'll win?
You mean I'll win? Yeah. And so it's like, I love hearing stories about modders finding new things, data hacking. Unless it gives spoilers. I don't like when spoilers come out of it. But I do like hearing things like from a year down the road. Oh yeah, the ghost in PT was always following you. What?
What?
What? You know, like, oh, here's the
ghost
secret.
Within us the entire time.
But it gets bad when you have things like Fallout 4, where people are figuring out like the secret dev rooms where it has every gun and every armor in the game just sitting there. You can come out. You can just come out with it and ruin the game. That's when it gets kind of gnarly. Speaking of games, did you watch this music video for Super Nintendo World in Japan?
Man, I'm not interested.
You're not interested in the Super Nintendo in a Nintendo theme park?
I kind of want it in America.
It's in glorious Nippon, dog. It'll come here eventually. You know, are you willing to wait, Doug, for it to catch on? You willing for it to catch?
Now, to be honest, I'm not a fan of parks.
Theme parks, dog. You don't want to go.
I stick out too much. I'm too big. I like.
I'm the same way, man. I'm literally
like, how many jokes? Like, if I went to Galaxy's Edge for Star Wars, how many Wookiee jokes would I get?
The same amount as me getting Jawa jokes, Jabba the Hutt jokes. So it all balances out. Somebody walk up to me, hot Tabaka, Chewbacca, and then I gotta punch them, right? Yeah. And then I'm gonna go to Disney jail, and I'm gonna have to get bailed out with Disney money. Yeah. It's not a good experience. There is a Disney jail.
It's not really the edge of the galaxy. It looks like
it's the edge of his pants because they're so big. I hate you, comedians. I hate all comedians. So Smash Brothers is going to release their 5th character this week.
Who do you think it's going to be?
That was my question. Winter, if you could pick one random video game character from any, because the sky's the limit. You can literally pick any character, and it's a possibility. The sky's the limit. I mean, Cloud's in the game. Sonic's in the game. This is a Nintendo property, mind you. You know, Bayonetta's in the game. It doesn't matter. You can pick anybody. Who would you pick?
I like the idea of maybe Earthworm Jim.
Actually, that tingles the right part of my spine. Like, Earthworm Jim would be super cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Failing,
I'm with that.
Failing that.
Yeah.
I would like to see maybe like zombie versions of the characters.
I'm sure they could do something like that, like zombie costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earthworm Jim is a really strong pull. Damn,
Captain Underpants would be cool.
Mm.
Maybe like a Jedi Knight,
like indiscriminate Jedi Knight kind of thing.
What if they added the Mandalorian? Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda be like the final smash.
Yeah. You just chuck him.
Just chuck Baby Yoda. It just uses the Force and hits.
He swallows you up.
He swallows you up like Kirby and spits you out down.
Yeah.
Dude, give me I want something weird, man. I want any video game ever made kind of situation. I'm hearing Dante from Devil May Cry is getting it's kind of the buzz that it's going to be him. But I kind of hope it isn't. I hope it's something weirder.
Right.
Man, Earthworm Jim is a good pull. Something like, I don't know, like the Cool Spot. You know, the 7-Up Cool Spot would be stupid.
They already have Paperboy, right?
No, they don't have
do Paperboy.
They could super do Paperboy because he is a Nintendo property, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of Nintendo. They could do Super Punch Out Dude.
They have Super Punch Out Dude.
Okay.
They have what's his face? Little Mac. Yeah, he's in there. Dude, I want them to do Pyramid Head from Silent Hill or something stupid.
A Nintendo property.
It doesn't have to be Nintendo. It could be anything. That's the crazy thing about this. The bouncer, dude. Let it be Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Geralt?
Jerry by the River? Sure, why not? He's been a bunch of games this year. Dude, let it be the Dragonborn from Skyrim. He just does a bunch of shouts at you. Fusrada! Dude, okay. Earthworm Jim is the winner of that. You nailed it. Tell me you watched this Morbius trailer.
I did.
You have failed me for the last time. Do you know who Morbius, the living vampire, is, Winner?
Yeah, he's a living vampire.
It's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
It's like the character is called the Lizard. It's like, yeah, he's a lizard, man.
I'm a lizard.
I'm a lizard, I slur.
No, don't rub my belly. No!
He just goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Defeated.
Works every time.
Down! Spider-Man. Spider-Man just rubs his belly in a circular motion.
Worst Spider-Man ever.
I'll kill you, Spider. He just goes to sleep. So, Morbius trailer drops. Jared Leto. Obvious force-feeding us MCU callbacks. I don't know.
Remember the gauntlet?
Oh my goodness.
Remember the affinity stuff?
The thing is, it's like there's no such thing as a bad comic book character. They all could be ironed out to be
Wait, what did you just say?
There's no such thing as a bad comic book character. They all could be made cool.
Okay.
Thus, how Squirrel Girl beat Thanos. Any character could be made cool for a moment, given the strength of a good writer. So Morbius is the living vet. He's a scientific creature. He's kind of like amongst like the lizard and scorpion, but he just happens to be a bat, you know. And I have no idea what his focus is on this movie, because his origin story is not that strong in the comics. But I don't know. Jared Leto.
It's a vampire that was bit by a human, and now
now the bat becomes a human.
Yeah.
Speaking of nonsense, Chris Rock says that his Saw movie has humor and is not a scary movie.
Yeah. Now we've talked about this, right? About your family's vendetta against.
Yeah, we all hate Chris Rock, by the way. My whole bloodline. That
was the story revealed early on in MOTN, I believe.
Oh yeah, you have to go back to the archives and know exactly what happened then. And I'm going to ask you to check that out at AskTheNerdiverseCast.com.
Plug it in.
But to hear this man say that his Saw movie is not a scary movie doesn't say much, because the Saw movies were never scary.
Right. They're more torture.
They're more torture kind of thrillers, right?
Yeah.
They're not scary. There's no jump scares a lot. So that part doesn't bug me. Is that he had to say that it wasn't a scary movie. It almost puts a down on it, right?
Can you do a Chris Rock impression?
No, I refuse. My voice is too deep to do Chris Rock. But yeah, I just don't like, it goes back to our Dracula conversation. Like, you didn't have to say that. Just let the movie speak for itself. You know, just let people decide what it is.
Right.
You know, rather than say, well, it's not a scary movie, so please don't think of it that way and not go see it. You know, so it's just like, Chris, I need a trailer, man. I'm not going to judge your film until we get a trailer. So, speaking of judgment, I guess Clarice, Silence of the Lambs sequel series is going to be made by CBS.
I can handle that. CBS has some pretty interesting shows right now, particularly with it's a streaming service too.
Yeah, like I would be okay if we got a new young actress to play Clarice Starling, and she's checking out these different super high max serial killers, and we get Mads Mikkelsen to come back as Hannibal. That would be neat.
That would blow my mind.
Wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah.
Even for a cameo, like just to throw him in there a little bit, just to tie it together, that'd be super neat. If y'all listening, talk to Mads. He's super hot right now. He's so hot right now. Legendary is adapting Brian K. Vaughan's Ex Machina as a film, which is one of my favorite graphic novels. It's up there with Planetary and Why the Last Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the Last Man, I believe, is being made.
Greenlit too. Yeah. Good stuff. I love these. They're cape books, but they're not cape books. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're superhero books, but they're not superhero books. They're kind of adventure books. Where Ex Machina is pretty much about the president of the United States just happens to be like a meta human. You know what I mean? He has like, I forget what his exact power is. It's weird. He's like a technomancer or something like that. Like he communicates with like Wi-Fi or something, and it makes him super OP. Because he just controls like the whole city or something.
My weakness is mountains.
My weakness is bad lag. Hit the lag button. Yeah, but I'm really curious to see how they do this, because his power was weird to explain in a comic. So I'm kind of curious to see how they adapt that to film. Speaking of comics, sad news in the Nerdiverse. Director Scott Derrickson is departing from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the sequel to the Doctor Strange film, due to quote unquote creative differences. I can pretty much hear this conversation. Scott, so Kevin, what I'm thinking is we're gonna actually do like this trippy like horror vibe to it. This is gonna be Marvel's first horror movie, and Kevin Feige's lizard face just kind of shifts a little bit. He's like, horror bad, money. Can you make funny? And Scott's like, no, I just said we're gonna have like a cool horror twist to it. It's gonna still be trippy. You're gonna get Sheila Okafor back, and then Kevin Feige.
Can we add T.J. Miller?
Wow, that's pretty much what Kevin was gonna say. His lizard skin.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Can you add T.J. Miller? So this is really bad news because
Yogi Bear.
Scott Derrickson's a pretty talented director.
Uh-huh.
He directed the first Doctor Strange, which was successful. And you hate to see him go, but Marvel's going to Marvel, and Marvel does not care. They don't care how popular you are. Marvel will kick you out. If you kind of go against their vision, they're just like, no, we're not having any of that. And there's such a crazy track record with that. Like Marvel, like doesn't care how hot you are, how much money you make. You know, it's happened with Edgar Wright. It happened with the original director for Thor: The Dark World. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy has had a shaky kind of relationship with James Gunn. Like Marvel was like, "Yo, we don't chase them, we replace them." Like, yikes! So they're throwing out names of people who can direct it now: Guillermo del Toro, even James Wan. But I don't know. I just hope they work things out with Scott, because apparently he's still going to be the executive producer of it. So he's going to still have some say in its direction. He's just not going to direct it. So hopefully that irons itself out. We can get a decent, weird Doctor Strange movie. Lastly, interesting. Warner Brothers is considering using AI to guide their filmmaking decisions.
I've heard, yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, Winter?
They have literally no clue
what they're doing.
Like you're proving that we don't need you, right? We just need a toaster to tell us.
We just need the computer.
Yeah.
Talk about at the end of our hope. In the darkest of shadows, we've made every bad decision. Everything we do is wrong. People don't like any of our output anymore. Harry Potter's dead. The DCU's in shambles. How do we fix it? Brother Eye. Just call Ultron. Ultron, what movie should we make? Put Zac Efron in a Splash remake with Selena Gomez in the future.
Yeah. There's actually a South Park episode about this.
Dude, isn't
Adam Sandler must go to veterinary school.
I have spoken. Is this the worst idea ever made? Is this the worst leak ever kind of?
Not really, because I believe 2 years ago, maybe there was like a robot that edited a movie.
That's fine.
Do you remember that?
But
it's not though.
You're basing the future of your company on artificial intelligence, like you said.
But
at that point, just fire everyone, right?
Yeah, they're gonna find out like once the AI wants all racist movies.
I like the lore that all AI just automatically goes straight hard racist, because that's the data it's pulling.
Because they're not people.
But they're not. We're back on that.
No.
Oh, don't tell us how you really feel, Winter.
About AI?
No, man. I don't want to fall back into this pain circle. Let the AI make whatever they want, man. No. Warner Brothers really hasn't made really good stuff in a long time.
You need to control this. But here's the thing. There is no controlling it. It's the Pandora box, man. It's just a timeline. It's not if someone's going to do it. It's when someone's going to do it.
Can you imagine if we unlocked data lore levels of AI? Like if we cracked the singularity and there's true artificial intelligence just to pick what movies we want to watch. That's how it starts. That's how robots gain sentience, is by, making stupid scripts with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Terry Hatcher. They just start putting random people together. It will work. There's a 95% chance of $1 billion revenue. Like, what? I guess we got to do it.
It's going to be huge. Going to make billions.
Billions. The robot knows, dude. What if Kevin Feige is just a robot? Have you ever shook Kevin Feige's hand? Do you know he's real?
What are you talking about?
Kevin Feige is a robot, confirmed.
Okay.
Have you shook his hand?
Doesn't change anything in my life. Hey, I got bills to pay, and you're telling me that someone's a robot? What's wrong with you?
I got things to worry about.
Yes.
I ain't worried about that.
I got the bank wanting overdraft charges.
Money.
I needed that ham steak.
Dude, ham steak sounds bomb. What are you looking forward to, man?
Man, I'm looking forward to having a great old weekend. I got invited to another D&D group in person.
Nice.
On Monday that I actually need to roll up the thingies for. So I need to actually work on that too.
Need to do it, right?
Yeah.
I need to.
Oops.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And after that, yeah, I'm gonna have just a regular weekend.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
I'm not doing anything. I look forward to nothing. The Crisis of Infinite Earths on CW is coming on again tonight, so I'm gonna watch that. I guess I can look forward to that. I want to see this horror movie called Underwater. Everyone's saying it's pretty good.
With Christians.
With Christians, do it. But everyone's saying it's good, and it reminds me of Leviathan, which is one of my favorite horror movies because it's dumb. So, New Age Leviathan, I'm all for it. So I may sneak off and go see that, but that's about it. Nothing really planned for the weekend. Got a lot of freelance things I got to work on, and once again have existential crises on a daily basis about my current occupational stand as a human being. And yeah, have fun being an adult, ladies and gentlemen. Any last thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
We're not Detroit. Okay.
We can't become human. You will not get that reference. You will not.
No, I won't.
No.
Okay. I got nothing. Check me out on social media under Trashbook, the third Trashbook, I. That's it.
Yeah, check us out. Check us out on Twitter at mnerdiverse. That's our Twitter handle. Follow us so we can get to 2,000 followers. That's going to be a big milestone. We're almost there. Help us get to the promised land. Like I mentioned before, check out our website, mastersofthenerdiversecast.com, where we have all of our episodes archived. And you can actually buy merch from us, like t-shirts and mugs, if you like our design. And if you want to represent the Nerdiverse in style. And if this is your first time listening to the podcast, I would like to be the first one to thank you and welcome you to the Nerdiverse. I've, of course, been your host, Mike G.
Damn it, I missed it.
You did
Toss a coin to your nerdies. Oh, Trashbook the third. This has been...
And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.